Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit more about how to build your teams by yourself and how to figure out what characters works with what character. I did briefly mention this in the beginner guide video for this year, but in this one, I wanna touch a little bit more on that. So first of all, let me address the mistake that new players usually make. They're gonna take their three characters that are over here in the top of the account that have the highest number over here, and they're gonna put them in the same team, and that is bad. You shouldn't do that. Like, regardless of what you're building the team for, arena, for raids and soul raids, that's probably bad. Because if you're building the right characters, and sometimes you are, sometimes you're not, but the thing is, let's say you have three strong characters, right? Rather than dump all of them in one team, you would rather build teams around each one of them and then have three teams instead of one. Uh, because a lot of characters that you're gonna put in the team with them do not need to be built and do not bring much to the team to be built. For example, let's say I had Lord Joker. I had him from the arena seasons, and I had Catwoman and Robin. Those guys do have already a team synergy, but this guy has the gears in the arena store. So you're gonna have gears for him, but you're not gonna have gears for Catwoman, and you're not gonna have gears for my boy Robin, probably. But you need them for the passive, so you're gonna put them in the team with Lord Joker, and then have him being the only character built, but those characters are gonna provide immortality from Batman Catwoman, and you're gonna provide some lethal damage from Robin. Let's take another example, which is something that you guys should have and should be the first characters you unlock. You have Kim Clan Aquaman over here. And let's say your second strongest character is Lord Joker, because we talked about it in the previous example. What should you do? Should you put Lord Joker in the same team with King? No. They should both of them have different separate teams. And while King does have a lot of strong teams you can put him in, he is not like team synergy dependent, because there's some teams where they're team synergy dependent. Like, for example, any League of Anarchy team needs to have an Entangling Poison Ivy, because Entangling Poison Ivy is what makes them deal dot damage on their basic hits. Joker and Harley do not function without Ivy, but King, for example, can function with pretty much anything. The question becomes, what can I spare? What do I not need for other teams? Or what are the best choices for King currently? And in the early stages of the game, you're probably gonna be looking at something like a Dr. Fate, a Silver Dr. Fate, or a Power Girl. They do the same thing basically. They reduce the power cost of the passives, so you're gonna have this with King. You're gonna get cheaper specials. This is great also in Soul Raids, because you're gonna stack his damage buff passive faster. And then for a third character, you're gonna look for something to deal a little bit more damage. And there's a lot of things that give you a little bit more damage. Like, obviously, if you're gonna wanna go all out and have the best thing, you're gonna go with Raven. But you might not have Raven. Let's take a look at something else. Something a bit worse than Raven, but still very good, is Zatanna. And you just keep going. And you think about, what do I need with what team? Another support character that kind of fits in every single team except for teams that use either the Dark Metalcard's artifact, because that already puts you at the crit damage cap, or tech characters who have that from the class passive is Classic Wonder Woman. Unless they have a way of getting themselves above the cap crit damage, every single character in the game is gonna benefit from crit damage, so you can put the Classic Wonder Woman with your King, but you might not have that. Keep looking. We're gonna go over here at arcane characters. You can have yourself a Shazam. And, well, this is not the best passive in the world, because it only gives you base attack. It's something that's going to improve your King damage. Maybe you don't have Shazam. Well, then you for sure have something that's called a Silver Bane. And Silver Bane is gonna give you a bit more damage on your basic hits. And, well, again, that's not that much. It's a lot better than putting a character in the same team that doesn't really do anything for the team. Also, this guy has some crit chance, so if you don't have a build finished, that's gonna be pretty good for you. So you need to be aware, first of all, of what support characters you have available in your account, because a lot of them work for every single team in the game. Okay, let's just go throughout the entirety of the roster, and let me name some support characters that you can just slot into the teams if you don't have any better choices. Oh, I mean, some of them are the best choices, but we have Silver Bane, a bit of damage on basic hits, which is never too bad. We have John here, increases the hazard dot damage. This is gonna be very good with Batman Drown. It's gonna be in every single Batman Drown team, but if you don't have her yet, maybe not probably you're gonna get her, but keep in mind this guy reduces this girl, excuse me, reduces the power cost of specials. So in every single team where you feel like your specials are too expensive, you can put her in there and she's gonna do that for you. This guy is really not doing much. This guy gives you a few buffs on tagging, but it's gonna give you stun on tagging, it's gonna give you some power bars on tagging and crit damage, which most likely you already have when you tag him. But he's better than nothing. And when you are really trying to grind in the early parts of the game, the arena, you're gonna end up with a lot of teams that have to be used. And trust me, you're gonna arrive at the point where you're gonna use Emerald Green Lantern eventually. Even this guy can be a support character for your arena teams because he's a little bit tanky. He gives you defense for the entire team, and trust me, it's just better than smashing all your top threat characters in the same team. Okay, what else do we have here that could be a support character? Those two guys, both flashes, the Speed Force Flash and the other Flash gives you some fast tech chance. You're probably gonna have that on the gear. But if you don't have that on the gear, then this guy's gonna give you a little bit of something. Green Lantern gives you a little bit of a shield, which is also nice. Can be used as a support character. A classic Superman enables puppets. So you're gonna apply a permanent debuff and you can use the puppet artifact more easily. Also, it's going to reduce the enemy's defense. You just need to think a little bit, okay? Girl Steel Supergirl increases your damage. Amazing in Soul Race. This guy gives you one additional fast tech hit, so you're gonna trigger a fast tech hit. You're gonna hit 3 times instead of 2 times. He's also great for a lot of team. Arcanite Gatling can be put in any team that has tech or agility characters, or both of them, because he makes them a lot tankier. Also does the same thing for Batman Drown. Then we have Martian Manhunter, who's very good with puppet teams. We're starting to get into a good supports, but even Horrific Scarecrow, you're building yourself an arena team, and you're like, what am I gonna put here? Just put a high threat character? No. Put Horrific Scarecrow because it's gonna increase the power cost of the enemy that they need to use a special, and that's pretty useful. It's gonna decrease the enemy's attack by a little bit. There's a lot of stuff and a lot of combinations you can do, and obviously 80% of those guys are not going to be the best choice for that specific team, but not being the best choice is still better than not doing anything for the team. Vixen is decent for puppet teams because she gives you a little bit of attack, not much attack, but it's still a little bit of attack. Raven obviously is great, Zatanna. Then we have the team synergy specific things where you need Little League of Anarchy. Batman John works with plenty of supports. You're gonna have John early and you're gonna put, let's say, Silver Bane until you get yourself a Robin King in there. Just try to read the characters and understand what the characters that you have available to you are doing and how you might combine them in an efficient way. And try to center yourself around building your damage dealers and then giving them support characters that are not necessarily built, but just by being in the team, they're gonna provide a little bit of value. So I hope that was helpful. And this is a skill that's going to still be useful even when you have like all the teams in the game, because there's very few teams that are going to use the same format of every single time. For example, let's say Scorpion, Killer, Frost, Flash. I'm always going to use that team for the most part, but even that can change because I can sometimes swap in a Black Adam to deal some percentage all damage at the start. Uh, Depends how I feel like. There's like 10 variations of League of Anarchy teams depending on what support you're going to want to use for them. Except for EPI, you're gonna go EPI, you're gonna go Harley, and then you can go Classic Wonder Woman, you can go Zatanna, you can even go Raven if you feel like it, and you feel necessary, you can go Girl Still Supergirl. Just learn to be aware of what you have available to yourself and how to put them into specific themes. And just try different combinations. Like if what the combination you make sucks and doesn't work for you, it's fine. Just try another one. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hope this was useful, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.